Hi, my name is Prashant. I live in Suva. I love Mirchi FM because Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Yandra and good morning, Fiji. In this bulletin, Prime Minister slams Davis claims. 12,000 Fijians screened for free at Sai Prema Hospital. And Vungale women venture into mushroom farming.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
Prime Minister Vurenge Bainimarama has slammed ex-Corvus employee Graham Davis for attacking the Fijian democracy. In a statement, the Prime Minister says that an attack on Fijian democracy, our constitution and our independent institution is also an attack against his cabinet. Koroi Tandalala reports.
Davis, in his blog from Australia, claims that Bainimarama had identified a successor and that the Fiji First government is divided along ethnic lines. In his response, Bainimarama says the success of his government is a result of the democratic elections in which Fijians chose him as their prime minister.
It's funny that people outside of Fiji often have the most to say and the least to offer the country. Graham is no different. I don't know why he's dealing in gossip these days, but I also remember even in the best of times, he always seemed to find drama. And if he couldn't find it, he'd make it up. We are not a dynasty, and I do not handpick my successor. I know because they have picked my government twice. As the leader of Fiji First, I am appointed under our party's constitution, like all our office bearers, and I will once again work hard to earn the votes of the Fijian people when I lead Fiji First into the next election in 2022.
Bainimarama stresses the focus of his government for now is to assist Fijians through this COVID-19 pandemic.
Until then, we have a lot of work to do. We have to recover our economy and get industries running again. We have to get jobs back and get help to those who need it most. I'm working on these issues every day. We really don't have time to waste on gossip blogs. But for old time's sake, I wish Graham all the best in his retirement in Australia.
The Prime Minister says he is ready to lead the Fiji First Party again in the next general election, where Fijians will get to exercise their right to select their leader in 2022. Koroi Tandalala, FBC News.
The Sai Sanjivani Medical Centre in Assese has served over 12,000 people completely free of cost. Director of Sri Satya Sai Sanjivani Medical Centre, Dr. Krupali Tapu, says this included free medical consultations and medication. Dr. Tapu says the Foundation's Annapurna Free Food Distribution Program. Dr. Tapu adds Sai Prema Foundation, in conjunction with its sister organisation, the Sri Satya Sai Sanjivani Hospitals India, has offered free scholarships to the local Fijian medical professionals trained in the high super speciality fields.
The Foundation is humbled to say that over 175,000 meals have been served through the provision of these monthly grocery packs throughout Viti Levu.
The Fisheries Ministry is looking into eliminating the ongoing threat of overfishing and constant poaching. Minister Semi Koroi Lavisau says they are establishing fish warden programs, and the ministry is providing equipment for wardens to do patrols within the traditional Ngoli areas. Koroi Lavisau adds they have also distributed boats to enhance the patrol as fishermen are illegally fishing and diving in marine protected areas, therefore undermining efforts to sustainably manage their marine resources. He adds poaching is a national issue and they have been working on this for the past 2 years.
Subject of addressing poaching in our locally managed areas basically depends on Ministry of Fisheries to teach the people that participated in fish warden exercise the limits of their authority, because they can't do it in isolation, otherwise they may also be in the wrong side of the law. So the program is ongoing.
18 dog handlers have graduated from the Canine Obedience Training Centre. Dog trainer Waise Salele says he is proud of the students' hard work and is hoping that the discipline forces utilise them. Felipe Naikaso has more.
This is the second batch of privately owned canine guard dogs that have graduated following a 6-week course.
Hopefully, Fiji Police Force, that teach me a lot, can open the door, MOU, to give our new generation a door so they can have an opportunity.
The dogs are trained in 2 sessions to learn basic obedience with the owners that is usually held at the Mata Volivoli grounds in Votolevu.
I feel so happy being part of Canine Positive because it gives me the courage to handle dogs, and I can also share my bond with the dogs.
I support him through conducting the training, theory, and do the assessment of canine handling and the canines on the field and off the field.
47-year-old Salele was part of the Fiji Police Force dog unit for 7 years before he received canine dog training contracts overseas. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Despite the challenges faced by local artists due to COVID-19, aspiring singer Harsha Hashmittal has managed to launch her first single. Hashmittal believes the main challenges faced by locals is the lack of platforms that gives them the chance to expose their talents. Kritika Kumar reports.
Releasing her first original song has encouraged her to do more, with plans to release her first album in the near future.
I came out really late in doing one solo. So I would say that I never got approached for that unless Mr. Punhal has approached me. So yeah, I would say I was lucky enough to have a solo original, though I'm in late 20s, but I'm very lucky to have a solo.
Hashmittal says being a performer is difficult and artists must grab every opportunity they can to gain more exposure. Song producer Punal Chand, who has been helping local artists, says working with Hashmittal allowed him to help the aspiring singer release her first single.
Last year I released an album which was Small World Big Dreams. It consists of many singers from Fiji and also from Solomon Islands.
Chand says there are many talented singers in the country. He has invested around $2,000 to set up a studio at his home to provide a platform for local aspiring singers.
But the basic thing about mixing and production is not the expensive things, it's the creativity, how creative you are. So basically that's it.
Chand is also trying to introduce electronic music in the country, and he has produced 13 songs so far. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
Up ahead, Lambasa upsets VPL leaders Rewa.
Hi, Bula. I'm Selai from Nandi. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Lambasa football side stunned Vodafone Premier League leader Rewa 2-1 in their clash at Ratadakambao Park. Both teams started off strongly in the first half, presented with a number of opportunities that were not able to be converted into points. Both teams were locked 0-0 at half-time. Lambasa looked to be a much better side in the start of the second half, with Daniela Wanga, Ashnil Raju and Siotame Kumbu proved to be a formidable combination. It wasn't until the 7th minute of the second spell when a corner kick by Ashnil Raju saw Ilisoni Lolaivalu score a beautiful headed goal. Lambasa bounced back following Rewa's equaliser with a quick corner kick by Raju that was brilliantly netted by Lolaivalu for his double.
Followed the game plan. We came to high press, and I think so after the first change we managed to do that. Boys played really well. I think so they followed what our game plan was.
I reminded the boys this week that for Lambasa to restore the position in the or some fame back in this competition or the overall calendar for football, I think beating us was a good motivation for them.
In other VPL matches, Suva beat Navor 4-1, Nandi defeated Nasinu 3-1, while Ban Lautoka played to a 0-0 draw. Poor decision-making was a contributing factor to Naitasi's loss to Nandi in their Skipper Cup clash at Prince Charles Park on Saturday. Nandi edged Naitasiri by 14 points to 11. Highlanders head coach Dr. Ilaitia Tuisese says the players did not communicate well on the field, adding the players were poor in executing their game plan.
We came with a game plan. We were a bit poor in our execution and our decision making really cost us badly. So we'll move forward from here.
This is Naita Series' third loss so far in the competition after going down to Suva 6-15 in round 5 and 15-17 to Namosi in round 3. The International Youth Football Academy is pushing towards the development of football and futsal in the country. IFA is a private academy that sees the involvement of children as young as 4 years go through development problems to build their skills in the sport. Around 180 children are part of the academy, and Technical Director Riva Ali says the numbers are expected to grow.
Our main objective is to develop kids, have kids a place where they can come and learn, at the same time sharpen their skills and move on to play the club or district level.
Fijian winger Semi Valeme scored 2 tries to help the Raiders defeat the Warriors 26-14 in their NRL clash. After trailing 14-6 in the first half, Canberra finished strongly to remain a chance of avoiding a sudden death contest in week 1 of the finals. Quick look at the weather map for today. Start of a brand new week. It is Monday, the 21st of September. A trough of low pressure with cloud and showers lies just to the north of the group. Expect associated cloud and showers to affect the northern and eastern parts of the country. And that is your FBC Morning News. Join us at 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. Remember, in times of crisis, you need factual news that you can trust. Stop believing fake news about the COVID-19 on social media. Fight misinformation by getting only the facts about the coronavirus from verified news sources like FBC's TV, radio and digital media news. www.fbcnews.com.fj. Keeping Fijians connected with the truth.
Navang go merere te lawa, go ngai tabua, ando talita kana vararonga na Radio Fiji 1 nando mai viti.
Radio Fiji 1 nando mai viti.